I'm Pushkal. I recently graduated from IIT-Madras with an integrated Masters in Development Studies. Um, I used to work as a journalist for some time in college, and then eventually drifted towards research, uh, most specifically um, interested in the kind of larger arena of urban studies. In terms of what I was doing before, I had been grappling with some questions with issues and methods. I had a range of interests. So I was looking for a place where you would get that kind of an enabling environment where you could build on those questions, where you could sort of expand on them, but also have resources which would help you further those questions. So one of my main expectation or kind of objectives was to find a space where you have the freedom to pursue those questions, and at the same time have the kind of resources and people who would kind of help you and also sort of kind of guide you towards that objective. With the way my research and my larger interests have proceeded over the last 7 months. Just to take one example, I think because of my interactions with my faculty mentors here and what we do as part of Practica and and in different courses that we have and modules that we had, uh, I think it has added significantly to my understanding of the questions that I was sort of concerned with that point in time. It would be just the moments before the Practica presentation, a very uncertain moment where you would be waiting to head off to Tarangavana for the post-presentation party, but you're also uncertain what's going to happen after you present, so you don't know. So you're hoping it goes well so that you can sort of relax after all of the work that you put in. Being at a place where the faculty members and almost everybody associated with the fellowship had invested so much in it is something that contributed a lot to my experience. And yes, while kind of an independent research and independent learning has its own value, uh, being in a space where you could sort of where you have such interaction of ideas is very significant. And also at a time where everybody was so interested and so willing to invest time in what could be solely personal research interest is something that has helped a lot. That has worked very well. Um, and I think one of the main things that has happened is that my expectation was to be at a place that furthers my research, is to expand the kind of knowledge base that I was working with, and I think that has worked reasonably well with the library, but also with the Practica, but and 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 also in terms of facilitating a site from which you could ask those questions. So, for instance, I was interested in the politics of land and tenure, and my prior work had been on public land in Chennai. So, having people here who have worked extensively and have worked with specific sites, have had sites to go back to, and have had questions which come from specific sites is something that has helped enormously. And Pratica had a very important role to play there because it gave us specific sites. It 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 demarcated it, and yet it gave you the space and the resources to have a kind of an interaction that's reasonably open ended. I wouldn't say I come from a kind of a uniform disciplinary setup, but I was at my college for 5 years. It was a 5 year program, and once you've been at a place for 5 years, um, then your ways of interaction and the way and the things that you do become kind of a stable, if not uh, fixed in some sense. So coming to a place where you don't have to make the where you don't invariably work with the assumption that everybody would be knowing what you talk of is something that's been helpful. Is to uh, as much as you do it for others, you do it for yourself as well, breaking down things and sort of uh, dealing with them in smaller fragments, because you're in a setup where um, uh, not everybody works with the same tools or the same assumptions as you do. It is something that has helped me reflect on my own position, on my own understanding and leanings. So this would hold true for the fellows as well as faculty too. So that has been one of the sort of key features of the library. And except for others, I think where we are sitting library, I think there's something that I've benefited a lot. For instance, there were books that I'd been looking for months, which are not available, and I've gotten hold of them because of it. So uh, yeah, in the fellowship, people coming from very different settings, very different sites, people, and not just the urban question. So that would be one of the main reasons why I would encourage others to sort of take up the fellowship, and also because um, uh, sort of the whole urban policy arena and urban studies arena has taken off in the last 10-15 years, and IHS being one of the hubs of this kind of an emerging research network is simply the right place to be at the right time.